In the vibrant village of Enugu, excitement buzzed in the air as the day of the grand wedding arrived. The sun shone brightly, casting its golden rays on the thatched roofs and bustling market stalls. Everyone was talking about the wedding of Chinedu and Adeobi, the most anticipated event of the year. Chinedu was a kind-hearted farmer known for his generosity, and Adeobi was the village beauty, loved by all for her gentle nature. The villagers had spent weeks preparing for this special day, and now everything was set for the celebration. The market square was decorated with colorful streamers and fresh flowers, creating a festive atmosphere that reflected the joy in everyone's hearts. As the morning sun rose, Adeobi's family home was a hive of activity. Women gathered to help her dress in her stunning white gown, a symbol of purity and love. Her mother, Nneka, beamed with pride as she adjusted the intricate beadwork on Adeobi's veil. "You look like a princess," Nneka whispered, tears of joy glistening in her eyes. Adeobi smiled nervously, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety. She was ready to marry Chinedu, the love of her life, but little did she know that this day would be filled with unexpected twists and turns. The room buzzed with chatter and laughter as her friends and family shared stories and offered words of encouragement. Meanwhile, at Chinedu's family home, preparations were equally frantic. Chinedu's father, Okonkwo, paced back and forth, barking orders to the young men decorating the courtyard. "Make sure the flowers are perfect. And where are the musicians?" he demanded, his face stern. Chinedu's best friend, Obinna, tried to calm him down. "Relax, Okonkwo. Everything will be fine," he reassured. Chinedu, dressed in his traditional attire, took a deep breath. He was eager to see Adeobi walk down the aisle, but a nagging feeling in his gut told him that not everything would go as planned. Despite the chaos, there was an underlying excitement that everyone felt, knowing this day would be special. The villagers began to gather at the grand hall, where the wedding ceremony was to take place. The hall was beautifully decorated with colorful flowers and traditional ornaments. Children ran around, giggling and playing, while the elders sat in groups, discussing the significance of the day. Everyone was in high spirits, eagerly awaiting the arrival of the bride and groom. But amidst the joyful chatter, whispers of an old family feud began to surface, hinting at secrets that could potentially disrupt the celebration. The anticipation was palpable as the guests filled the hall, each one hoping for a smooth and joyous occasion. As the ceremony was about to begin, a loud commotion erupted outside the hall. Two women, known for their fiery tempers, were engaged in a heated argument. It was Adeobi's aunt, Ngozi, and Chinedu's aunt, Ifeoma. Their voices grew louder as they hurled accusations at each other, drawing the attention of the guests. "You always think you're better than us," Ngozi shouted, "and you never respected our family," Ifeoma retorted. The argument threatened to overshadow the joyous occasion, and the elders quickly intervened to calm the situation. The tension outside mirrored the nervous anticipation inside, where the guests whispered among themselves, wondering if the wedding would proceed without further incident. Inside the hall, the tension was palpable. Chinedu and Adeobi exchanged worried glances, unsure of what was happening outside. The village priest, who was officiating the wedding, tried to restore order. "Let us not allow old grievances to ruin this beautiful day," he declared. "Today is about love and unity." His words seemed to soothe the guests, and the ceremony proceeded. Adeobi walked down the aisle, her heart pounding with every step. As she reached Chinedu, their eyes met, and all her fears melted away. They exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other forever. The moment was magical, as if the love they shared had the power to overcome any obstacle. Just as they were about to seal their vows with a kiss, a loud crash echoed through the hall. The guests turned to see a group of men stumbling in, clearly intoxicated. They were led by Chinedu's estranged cousin, Emeka, who had a notorious reputation in the village. "I have a right to be here," Emeka slurred, his words barely coherent. The atmosphere grew tense as Emeka and his companions caused a ruckus, knocking over chairs and disrupting the ceremony. Chinedu's face flushed with embarrassment, while Adeobi clung to his arm, seeking comfort. The chaos threatened to derail the wedding, but the couple held on to each other, drawing strength from their love. E stepped forward, his voice stern. This behavior is unacceptable. Emeka, you must leave at once. But Emeka was in no mood to listen. He staggered towards Chinedu, a bitter smile on his face. You think you're so perfect, don't you? Always the good son, Emeka sneered. The guests watched in shock as the confrontation unfolded. Chinedu's father, Okonkwo, finally stepped in, grabbing Emeka by the arm. You've caused enough trouble, he said firmly, leading Emeka and his friends out of the hall. The guests sighed in relief as peace was restored. The ceremony resumed, but the interruption left a lingering sense of unease. With the disruption behind them, Chinedu and Adeobi tried to focus on their special day. They exchanged rings, symbolizing their eternal bond, and finally shared their first kiss as husband and wife. The guests erupted in applause, their earlier worries forgotten. The newlyweds walked down the aisle hand in hand, their hearts full of love and hope. Outside the hall, the village band struck up a lively tune, and the celebration began in earnest. Tables laden with delicious food and drink awaited the guests, who were eager to join in the festivities. The atmosphere was filled with joy and laughter, as the villagers came together to celebrate the union of Chinedu and Adeobi. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the village, the celebration reached its peak. The villagers danced and sang, their joyous voices filling the air. Children ran around, playing games, while the adults enjoyed the feast. Adeobi and Chinedu moved from table to table, thanking everyone for coming. The village storyteller, Mama Nkechi, stood up to share a tale of love and unity, reminding everyone of the importance of forgiveness and family. Her words resonated deeply with the guests, who nodded in agreement, reflecting on the day's events. The wedding, despite its chaotic moments, had brought the village closer together. As the night wore on, the elders gathered around a bonfire, discussing the future of Chinedu and Adeobi. They will face many challenges, but their love is strong, said Chief Ease. We must support them and ensure their happiness. The elders nodded in agreement, pledging to guide the young couple through the ups and downs of married life. Meanwhile, the younger villagers continued to dance and celebrate, their laughter echoing through the night. It was a day that would be remembered for years to come, a symbol of love and community. The bond between the villagers was strengthened, as they realized the importance of unity and support. In a quiet corner of the courtyard, Chinedu and Adeobi sat together, watching the festivities. Today was full of surprises, Adeobi said, leaning her head on Chinedu's shoulder. But we made it through together. Chinedu smiled, holding her close. We did, and we'll face whatever comes our way, as long as we're together. They sat in comfortable silence, the warmth of the fire and the sounds of celebration wrapping around them like a blanket. In that moment, they knew that their love would conquer any obstacle. The challenges they faced had only strengthened their bond, making their love even more resilient. The next morning, as the sun rose over the village, the remnants of the celebration could still be seen. The villagers began to clean up, working together to restore the hall and courtyard to their original state. Adeobi and Chinedu joined in, grateful for the help and support of their community. The events of the previous day had brought them closer, and they felt a renewed sense of determination to build a life filled with love and happiness. As they worked, they shared laughter and stories with their friends and family, creating new memories to cherish. The village came together once again, showing the strength of their unity and cooperation. As the day wore on, Adeobi's father, Nnamdi, approached Chinedu with a serious expression. Chinedu, there is something I need to tell you, he began. Chinedu's heart skipped a beat, fearing more trouble. What is it, Nnamdi? He asked, trying to stay calm. Nnamdi took a deep breath. There is an old family secret that I have kept hidden for many years. But after yesterday, I believe it is time to reveal the truth. Chinedu listened intently as Nnamdi shared a story of past grievances and misunderstandings that had caused a rift between their families. The revelation was shocking, but it also offered a path to healing and reconciliation. Chinedu felt a mixture of emotions as he absorbed the revelation. I had no idea, he said softly. Nnamdi placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. It is in the past now, and we must look to the future. Let us work together to heal the wounds and build a stronger bond between our families. Chinedu nodded, feeling a sense of determination. "Thank you for sharing this with me, Namdi. I will do everything I can to help mend our family's relationship." Adeobi joined them, having overheard part of the conversation. She took Chinedu's hand, giving him a supportive squeeze. "We will face this together," she said, her voice filled with resolve. In the days that followed, Chinedu and Adeobi made it their mission to bring their families closer. They organized gatherings, inviting both sides to share meals and stories. Slowly but surely, old wounds began to heal. The villagers watched with admiration as the young couple worked tirelessly to promote unity and understanding. Their efforts were not in vain. The once tense interactions between their families gradually gave way to genuine smiles and laughter. It was a testament to the power of love and forgiveness. One evening, as the sun set over the village, Chinedu and Adeobi stood hand in hand, watching the horizon. "We did it," Chinedu said softly. "Our families are finally at peace." Adeobi smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. "Yes, and we couldn't have done it without each other. Our love has made us stronger." They stood in silence, reflecting on the journey they had undertaken together. It had not been easy, but their love and determination had prevailed. The village of Amaka had come together, united by the bond they shared.